Okay. Now let me check the messages, Mike. You know you my homie. You know you my brother. What we got here? Oh, wow. That's crazy, bro. 258, bro. That's incredible, dude. Is this the short? Took 2 hours. Wow. Okay. There we go, buddy. I see it. That's really cool, man. You're really talented, bro. Like at the end, your dude's just smiling. Okay, I commented on your thing too, bro. That's really awesome. All right, so let's see what we got here. Uh oh, I unplugged my stuff, and then my stuff plugged in. Okay, so GypSh Rose about to crash out again.
Gypsy Rose and Ken Urker are on the rocks. Well, this is alleged. She's basically saying, Ken, it's not me, it's you, via social media.
Whoa.
This
Okay. So I'm about to read this. So, apparently, Gypsy Rose is sharing posts like this, and people are taking it, it's pretty much throwing shade to her boyfriend, baby daddy. And I know that because that's what my baby mama used to do. She used to put all day long, and she would just find posts like these and put them. Not saying that it's about me, but who the fuck else would it be about? You get what I'm saying? Run away, Sprunky. That's fun. Why do we not play?
post basically speaks about women reacting out of pain,
Keep saying
feeling
her
disrespected,
reaction
and
is
feeling
routine.
unseen. And while those feelings are valid for a lot of women that see posts like this, that is not the case for
emotional or
Gypsy.
difficult.
She is using that to dodge accountability and put the accountability on Ken. While I don't like Ken, I do feel like Ken has taken a lot of flack for her. And for her to repost something like this, knowing that the internet's watching, it is definitely to paint a picture of Ken to make him look bad.
Trying to make Ken look bad.
Ken is not a rock star or a nice guy in my eyes at all. But Gypsy is just as toxic as he is, and she really trying to take away from the toxicity that she puts out there.
Put that
and,
like,
you know, she's saying
paint a picture that he's
basically
a piece of shit in a
ignoring-
relationship.
She's ignoring his flaws. Girl, like you didn't plot your mom's unalive. And what makes it really, really crazy is that this is not healing. Girl, this is a lack of accountability with glitter on, basically. Like you plotted your mom's whole assassination. Like, are we for real? Well, y'all, drop your comments down below because I just feel like she gets crazier and crazier every day. Now, y'all, this is all on the heels of that post. Christy Blanchard is now following Ryan Anderson on both her accounts.
God.
Okay. Oh, what's really tea? Gypsy, what's going on over there?
TT?
I thought Ryan knew better than that. I don't know. Let's not, I'm not assuming that, and I'm kind of, but not quite, because I don't know what's really going on. I don't know what's tea. Drop your comments down below, because this is really getting messy. And I think the last
okay, so she's following him, he's not following her?
Boo child, this Mother's Day is hot. What I am happy about is Gypsy is sitting out the Mother's Day post, at least according to 6:25 Central Standard Time. But in honor of her Mother's Day post last year, I want to spin the block. Because, child, every time you turn around, little Gyp is in a scandal. Like, it's like we should just name her Scandal. So when I say scandal, you know exactly who I'm talking about, because at this point she is a walking scandal. But yeah, let's spin the block. Because it's her and Ryan kicking it. Oh no. Oh no.
What happened? What happened when you went swimming? Was it a giant sea turtle?
If you go back with that girl, she's gonna straight delete you. Okay. Anyway, happy Mother's Day to all the mommies out there, dog mommies,
Thug mommies,
mommy mommies, all the mommies, because hell, dogs are kids.
Box jellyfish.
You always gotta take care of them.
Oh shit, be careful, bro.
But child, it's been a day. But y'all, drop your comments down below because this is all so funny to me and I don't know why. Gypsy Rose just did a Mother's Day post and it was wildly unhinged. Let's watch it and talk about it.
Hey, so today is Mother's Day and I wanted to make a video basically celebrating the really strong and wonderful women that I have in my life that have been mother figures to me over the last 8.5 years. I first want to start off by saying I did turn off the comments to this video.
I bet you did!
Because I don't want to hear any negative bullshit. If you want to talk shit about me, by all means, I don't give an F. Go do it on your own platform, but I'm not going to care.
You would never even speak on it.
Okay? So, there's that. Secondly, it does not go without notice that my own biological mother is not here to celebrate Mother's Day.
I wonder why.
And
Where's she at?
what I choose to feel on Mother's Day regarding my own mother.
You sent her on vacation? You paid for a trip for her to go on
I
vacation?
think the best of her. I think about the good times. I think about her as
Nina actually be looking fine as fuck up there right now. She looks fine. Nina
but
does.
I think about her as a person. And I think that was she a good mom? No.
She cannot even look in the camera.
Was she the best mom in the world? No. But she was still my mom. So what I choose to feel about her, whether that be guilt, anger, grief, resentment, whatever, that's mine to feel. No one can take away my own feelings about my own mother. And I feel like nobody should be able to have an opinion about my mother except for her family and me. Because we were the people closest to her. Everybody else does not matter. But I choose to remember her for the good that was in her heart, that I truly believe was there. I have been working for years on forgiveness, and I hope that she is in heaven, and I hope that to some degree I make her proud of at least some of the achievements that I've made in my life in growing up and standing on my own 2 feet, learning through experiences. Because in heaven, they say that like all mental afflictions, all physical afflictions are gone, right? God makes you perfect in heaven. So if you take away the mental afflictions that my mother had, then I think what's left is a good person. At the end of the day, is a good person. Do I have regrets? Oh yeah, I've got many. But nobody's going to be able to tell me things about myself that I don't
Matt,
know.
she lives like 4 or 5 hours away from me, bro.
Touch base on with my mom.
I live in Louisiana, bro.
So I will say a prayer for her today. And I will remember the good that was inside of her, whether that be extremely deep or not. So I'll say a prayer. Okay, moving on to the other women in my life. So, my stepmom, Christy, has been like my biggest advocate for my freedom, my growth. Me and my stepmom have a really close bond.
Man,
That is what she is.
the stepmom is trying to fucking
Has always stood beside
manipulate
me.
and cheat people too. All she gives a fuck about is getting the
Right
money.
choices. She might not always agree with my choices, but
All she cares
does
about
what
is
she
getting that
can
money.
to guide me as a mother figure.
And enable.
And she is just an incredible kick-ass woman. Like, the strength inside this woman is insane. And
Matt,
she is
if
just
I did
been
say it,
so
it was because I wanted to, like,
For the bag, she wants to check. Just
yeah, kind of. But she's just been a very impactful woman. I feel like I can go to her for advice. I feel like she has guided me in the sense of coming
okay,
into my
Mike,
womanhood.
I'll talk to you in a little bit.
If I have a question
Great job,
about
bro.
the simplest dumb shit, like, I go to her for it. And I'm gonna be real with you guys. Like, I'm not gonna talk a certain way or act a certain way because this has 9 million followers. I'm gonna be very real with you guys. This is who I am on a daily basis, like it or not. So yeah, Christy has just been like an amazing mother figure to me, and
This ain't
she's
been
gonna
shit.
continue being one to me. And then also there
Your mom,
is
Dee Dee, was an
Ken's
amazing
mom,
mother figure.
Raina.
She did everything,
I met Ken's mom in person. And
everything she could
20
to keep you happy.
She came to visit me in Chillicothe.
Dee Dee
This
was
is when
like
Ken
the
and I were
most
still
perfect
engaged.
mom.
And she's been such
the biggest
an
enabler.
accepting person of me. Like,
Enabler.
I never thought that
She's
I
been
would
accepting
be
of your crime, and she thinks that it's okay.
loved for
And
who
it's
I
justified.
am. Like, take Ken out of the equation. Like, she still loves me for me. She actually, like, supported me before Ken and I even got together the first time. And she goes to bat for me, like, in lives and social media. Like, she will defend me.
Yep, with her rose-colored glasses,
If I'm
baby.
doing something wrong, but she defends who I am as a person. She wants me and Ken's happiness. She's just an all-around good mom.
Ken and I.
That's for her kids.
Ken and I.
And also someone else that I would like to give a shout out to is Aunt Vicky. So she's
the
not
fuck is Aunt
biologically
Vicky?
my aunt.
New Chipotle honey chicken brings a hint of pure honey and seared smoked peppers with fresh chicken hot off the grill. For Chipotle heat with a touch of sweet and a perfectly balanced sauce. Chipotle honey chicken takes heat and sweet to a whole new level.
Honey.
Let's get you some help. Stitch Fix. Online personal styling for your size, style, and budget.
That was easy.
Right here in Louisiana, America's plastic makers are creating and reimagining the essentials. Whether it's everyday products that make life more affordable or materials that help local businesses grow, it's all connected. From New Orleans to Shreveport, American manufacturing is powering Louisiana. Lighter, more recyclable materials don't just support jobs, they create them. When we invest in American manufacturing, we invest in all of us.
It's been years since my daughter passed.
Was this the new trailer?
I've spoken with an angel. It showed me a way to be a mother.
This shit looks scary as fuck, bro. This movie looks scary as fuck, bro. Like, seriously, this movie looks scary as fuck.
We can bring her back.
Yeah, where do I start? First of all, if you notice, like, she had very little eye contact with the camera. I think that that is a huge red flag when someone's speaking to their followers and they can't actually even look into the camera to address you guys. That's alarming. Furthermore, she said that, was her mom a good mom? No. Was her mom a good person? No. But then if you take away the mental illness, she was a good person. Make that make sense. And she says that, in heaven, if you truly believe that your mom was a bad person, why would you mention heaven? Because we do know not everyone goes there, right? That's a question. She speaks about Christy and Miss Reyna, and like I've said, regardless of what Miss Reyna has to say, her and Christy are her biggest enablers, and that's why she speaks like that about them, because they enable all of the things that she does. And everyone says it's okay for what she did. It's okay. But when you really get down to the nitty-gritty of the situation, and like I said before, when you watch the interrogations and everything else, you know that she's not this person she's trying to portray. But furthermore, the apple never falls far from the tree. So the way you speak about your mom, just know when you're pointing one finger back at her, you're pointing four more back at you. That's pretty much what I have to say about this, because it's wildly unhinged, and all you could do is shake your head. Oh, and the other thing that I was thinking of is, you notice that she feels like she has to address people on her platform, and she says she doesn't care. Now, someone that doesn't care, they're not going to address it at all. So clearly she cares. So that first part of it was kind of weird, because it's like, girl, why even address that? But she knows she's wrong. That girl knows she's guilty. That girl knows all of the things that she's done and been dishonest about and been outed for. She knows. And to all the moms that are watching this post, thank you for all you do every day. And being a mom's not easy, and you guys rock it. So I hope you guys have a great day. Bye-bye for now.
It's TMZ Verified the Podcast. I'm Wild.
I'm Steph.
Kind of stumbled over Verified there, but it's TMZ Verified the Podcast. What up, y'all? So, like, every week, we got a new crash out to tell y'all about. Last week was Justin Bieber. This week,
Still Justin Bieber.
it is still a little bit Justin Bieber, but really it's Gypsy Rose Blanchard. So if y'all have been on TikTok in the last couple of days, you have seen Gypsy Rose is completely lost it. I don't even know if unhinged is a word to describe this.
It's sad at this point. We'll explain why, but it's a lot.
Gypsy Rose is crashing out. Also, Justin Bieber. Like we Justin Bieber. Fans of Justin Bieber are concerned, the headlines say, because he was photographed doing something that might be illegal, depending on where you are in the world.
Right, could you every day.
And lastly, we're going to tell you all about this TikTok that's going viral right now. That's sparking a lot of questions. And no, it's not the 100 men versus 100 gorillas or whatever that shit is. There's a girl who put crabs, live crabs, into an air fryer, and people are pissed. The crabs were alive, and then she put them in the air fryer and toasted them.
I'm so upset by this. Like, no idea.
All right, we'll tell you all about it. But first,
Gypshit.
when I was scrolling,
Yeah, please tell them how we found this story, please.
as we're scrolling through TikTok over the weekend and early Monday morning, I think we were all a little shocked to see Gypsy Rose start a TikTok video, and the first thing she said in the TikTok video was this.
So this video is going to be for Ryan Anderson, and if you're not Ryan Anderson, then keep scrolling.
So immediately I go, what the?
First of all, and then she goes, anyone who's not writing it, scroll past. I go, I'm not.
I'm not.
I respectfully, I am never.
Not like not scrolling. I'm saving it right now.
And
And
then
you
she
delete
did
it.
like a snarky comment, like, I know you guys like to watch.
So, Gypsy Rose, seemingly out of nowhere, dropped this video, trash at Ryan Anderson, and we'll play the video so you can hear it. And I say seemingly out of nowhere because I didn't realize that the reason why Gypsy Rose dropped this video is because Ryan Anderson leaked over the weekend text messages that he got from Gypsy Rose.
Listen,
Why is that important, Steph?
it's important because, first of all, she's with Kevin.
Ken got a whole man, literally just had a baby.
And I didn't even know they were in contact.
Gypsy Rose, if y'all don't remember, when she first got out of jail, she was with Ryan Anderson.
Right. And
then she left Ryan Anderson to get with the guy Ken Urker. Now she has a baby by Ken Urker. Her and Ken Urker over the weekend was like, that's loose, hanging out, hanging, chilling.
PDA video, on her TikTok.
Only for us to find out that she was actively texting Ryan Anderson at the same time, allegedly, even though we saw the text messages.
Yes. I want to highlight as well, she made sure to sound extra manipulative in this video by saying, like, you know, I'm always going to be there for you, like, me and you can't be in contact anymore. I was going through a hard time with postpartum. That could all be true, and like she needed some support and Ken wasn't there. But at the same time, I think this is a shock to Ken, to the world. How are they, if you would have told me are they in contact, I'd be like, no, there's no way.
Alright, so for the people that did not, you guys are watching on YouTube and you're listening on like Spotify, Apple, the text to Ryan Anderson, this is Gypsy to Ryan. She says, I feel so lost, like, I don't know what's real anymore. And that was before she asked, are you with Amber J? What does that have to do with anything? Like, why are you texting your ex-man asking if you got a new girlfriend?
She wants both, and that's what all the comments are saying. I'm just saying what the comments are saying. She wants both.
It didn't make no sense. Like,
someone said it's giving. She's not happy with Ken.
And obviously we don't know, but like, if you are in a relationship and you're happy, you are not looking back.
Your ex.
Come on.
Talking about or talking to?
And then asking him like, oh, are you dating this girl Amber J? Why does that matter, bro?
Well, even if I was.
None of your business. Well, Ryan leaked the text messages, and that's what sent Gypsy over the edge. Here's a little bit more of Gypsy's, I don't even know if we call it a rant.
Crash out.
Crash out.
But whenever you put out text messages between you and I that I think are sacred, that should, in my opinion, be sacred between us. And when I mean sacred, I mean that there are very few people I trust in this world. And I've always counted you as one of them.
This is a damn mess. It's a damn mess. My favorite part is the video when she, go ahead, go.
Okay, my favorite part of the video is when she says, listen, I'm not going to release any more details about you. I'm going to be like, basically say, I'm going to be good, so, can you stop releasing things about me? Because I felt safe, and like, now I don't feel safe.
It literally goes, whenever you put out our text messages, I can't do the Gypsy. Whenever you put out our text messages, I think that she thinks are secret. I'm confused. You got a whole man.
And a baby.
Nothing that you and Ryan Anderson got to talk about is secret.
We're all for being sensitive for postpartum women. That has nothing to do with reaching out to your ex. I don't know how that would help in any way.
So Gypsy Rose, I guess she saw the hate she was getting online.
She got caught red-handed.
Like,
what I want to know is what is
Ken thinking right now?
I think he knows she's a little like, I could see this from a mile away. I think Ryan Anderson, okay, guys, for background really quick. Ken and Gypsy had like a romance while she was in jail. It ended terribly. He like kind of fucked her over or whatever. She gets out of jail. She's married. She eventually gets married to Ryan Anderson. Everything's peachy. But then she goes, wait, Ken Urker. And Ken wanted her back. She dumps Ryan and gets back with Ken. Now, for context, Ken is more like aloof, I would say. Like Ryan hosted her 24/7. In the show, he's really like over the top, lovey. They're just different guys.
Right.
So I get the vibe that like she got Ken and she's like, wait, like he was like not obsessed with me.
Like not as obsessed with her as Ryan was. And Ryan was like, where's you gonna ground gypsy? Walked away.
And was crying on live stream, you know what I mean? So I think she's missed, yeah.
Want that little thing back?
Right. No, she just like doesn't want him to be with some, like the attention to me.
Right, because then you know he's a good like man, and now he's giving all that good loving to Amber J.
Here's what I have to say.
Who the hell is Amber J?
I don't know, but I looked her up and...
Please, we'll get there later, next week.
Okay.
Anyway.
First things first, is it okay to talk to an ex in a flirty way when you're in a relationship?
Let's first wrap the story. On Monday, after all this drama, Gypsy Rose went on Instagram or her TikTok story and basically like apologized to Ryan, saying that she wants to offer a public apology to Ryan and she offers a hand of peace in hopes that they can move forward. I'm sorry. What moving forward is there? Anyway, back to your question, Steph.
Well, one more thing. She did say as she ended her TikTok video that, you know, we can't talk anymore. I'm like, I have a baby and like I have a family and like, well, and then it's like, well, wait, you were the one talking. You
had that baby and that family when you said, "Are you with Amber J?" text.
If I was Ken, I'd be pissed.
It's like... And
embarrassed.
You know, I'll keep my business off this podcast, but if I was Ken, I'd be crashing out. Oh, sorry, what was your question? You had a question for the class. Go. Is it okay?
Is it okay to talk to your ex in a flirty way if you are dating someone else?
The answer is no, because it's not okay to talk to your ex, period, when you are...
They should... Okay, so me and Wild really agree on this because we've had, like our exes, they are dead to us. As we move on, as I move on, if I'm with someone else, I don't care what you're doing. You could be a millionaire overnight, you could be famous.
Not my prerogative.
I don't care. I hate you.
So the answer is no. Why are you even...
Why are you... If you're dating me, why are you even thinking...
Why are you even thinking about that?
Yeah.
I have another question that made me think of something.
What?
People have been talking about this on TikTok. If, let's say, you're a significant other, your boyfriend's ex-girlfriend dies, is he allowed to cry?
No. But he can go to the funeral.
What? If you can go?
No, he can go to the funeral.
So if he cried, what would you...
But don't be really crying though. No, you shouldn't be crying. Why are you crying? You're not in contact anymore. But he's just paying respects for like their memories.
So like he can't shed like a single tear?
What are you crying about? Oh, that I remember in Syria? I thought that was already happening. Oh, you're not gonna ever talk? Wait. That you're never gonna talk again? You should have already been doing that. So actually, that would bring to light so many things.
Because what the hell were we hanging on the hook for, bro? You thought y'all was gonna spin the block.
To me, she was dead. To you, she should have been. So then the funeral is more of like, oh, fruition came to life. Like, let's go. What the hell?
I knew you would have a crazy ass response to that.
What are you crying about? Oh my god, we're not gonna be in contact anymore. You already were supposed to be.
Man up. We got a good point. Justin Bieber. He calls it.
Okay, besties. While we over here watching Diddy's empire crumble like stale cheesecake, can we talk about the shady music grandpa in the corner that nobody's mentioning? Clive Davis. While Diddy was out here dodging federal agents like he was on Grand Theft Auto Music Marco Edition, Clive was somewhere sipping tea and pretending like he don't know nothing. Spoiler alert! He knows everything. Clive Davis has been in the industry since vinyl was invented. He's been everywhere from Whitney's rise to Diddy's glow up to every shady music deal that ended in "You'll never work in this town again." He is the original fiddler. He played the industry like a violin. This man didn't just give Diddy a shot. He helped build the very system that let Diddy do whatever he wanted for decades. Clive was an executive that was whispering, "Make it hot," while folks were allegedly being abused, gaslit, trafficked, and paid to disappear. And now that Cassie is ready to pop and testify, jurors acquitted like they saw a script for Surviving Diddy Season 2. And I'll be sure swears Diddy tried to unalive him. But where's Clive? Child, he's probably hiding behind a piano somewhere, Googling non-extradition countries with good Wi-Fi at Orange Place. And you know what I'm talking about? Is warming up his casket, because if Diddy was the fire, Clive was the one who sold the matches. Because let's be honest, Diddy ain't that powerful by himself. This industry is being ran by old white men in suits that move like Bond villains with Grammy invites, and Clive is the king villain. He's like Simon Cowell and My Boss Had a Baby in the sound booth. This man said nothing when Whitney was spiraling. He let artists get chewed up and spit out like old contracts, and now that his protege is on trial for every damn thing except for arson, you think Clive don't know what time it is? Baby, he broke the calendar. But y'all, stay tuned, stay seated, and stay ready, because the tea pouring never stops, especially when lies are being exposed.
Hey TikTok, it's Alan Walker, and if you want to get this, or this, search Alan Walker on TikTok and tap the banner right now.
Hilton Hilton is bringing you more new ways to stay than ever before. With all new places, there's all new experiences to enjoy. Hilton, for the stay.
I don't know how I've never seen a Game Ranks video before. I love this. These guys have 8 million subs. I've never seen this before. I feel like a fucking idiot.
Dishonored, 88%.
Damn.
Batman
Man, what the fuck?
City, 94. Mass Effect 2, 96%. What do these games have in common? It's not just great Metacritic scores. They're all legendary single-player games made by some of the best developers of their generation. Want to know what else they have in common? Redfall, 56%. Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League, 60%.
Damn, I'm surprised it's that high.
59%. All the most recent games from their respective developers, all critical and commercial plus, and all live service games. So what happened? How could respected names like Arcane Austin, Rocksteady, and BioWare release games this reviled? Hi folks, it's Falcon, and in a word, it's live services. Instead of focusing on the single-player games that we're so good at, these developers were led astray by the promise of guaranteed profit. But as
wasn't the campaign for Suicide Squad garbage too?
Figured out in 2024, there are no guarantees in the games industry. Right now, it seems like all a developer can do is stick to what they're good at and hope for the best. But these guys didn't do that. Instead, they decided to follow a dangerous trend that's killing single-player games, and they're paying for it. And don't get us wrong. At Game Ranks, we are definitely frustrated and pissed off at the current state of the industry. But it's not like we celebrate gleefully once great studio's reputation ends up in the dumps.
I do. Because it's another point on the graph that shows that consumer unfriendly practices are not profitable. It's another example of what happens whenever you go away from what your audience wants and you fail because of it. It is a good thing. Thank God it happened. What if the opposite had happened? Then we get more of this bullshit.
It sucks. I loved BioWare, and it feels like there has been a pretty fair amount of these types of videos where we're talking about what's wrong with the game. And yeah, it's easy rage bait, but I don't take joy in tearing stuff.
It's bad. It's bad. That's the problem. It's bad. Like, now, if it was good, people wouldn't be talking about it like this, but they're not. But it's not, so they are. Like, the game is bad. It's that simple. Like, if you put out a game like Skull and Bones that has less innovation than Black Flag that came out over 10 years ago, Assassin's Creed with shipboarding, like, you're making a piece of shit. You're making a piece of shit, and that's it. Like, there's no, oh, but it's rage baiting. You want to know what's rage baiting? Playing a game that's worse than a game that came out 10 years ago. That's rage bait. $70 to eat a dick.
Now, we don't take joy wallowing in the film.
I do.
Yes, it's sometimes funny to point and laugh, but we are losing great game creators, and I just wish
it's always the way it is. Like every year, and it's not like humans make this worse, right? But like, there are thousands and probably millions of extinct species of animals that we will never know about because they went extinct 700 million years ago, and we have no idea. That's it. Like, this is a natural occurrence. If you go back to the 90s, there are a lot of studios, like remember Rare? They're not around that much anymore, are they? Because things fucking change. Sega's not making Genesis anymore. They're not making console anymore.
Have to be that way. There's a specter haunting the games industry, a specter called the live service. It's infected the minds of every corporate suit and bean counter, and can you really blame them? They've seen runaway success with games like Fortnite, which is still absurdly popular, it makes money hand over fist, and the guys at the top...
You want to know why Fortnite's popular? It's because it's good. It's good, that's the reason why. You show me a game that makes money, I'll show you a good game.
companies, they all want a slice of that pie. It doesn't matter if it makes sense. They see the other guy's number go up, so they want their number to go up.
Yeah, or they get fired.
The problem is, all these guys assumed that the pie was infinite, that you'd be able to cut off as many slices as you wanted forever, and it wasn't. There are 8 slices of the industry profits pie.
Well, I feel like this is 8 slices of subscriptions, right? You got Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, you got a WoW subscription, Crunchyroll, let's see, Disney Plus, and you got Game Pass. Like, whoa, there ain't no more room. There's no more room for another motherfucking Battle Pass. There's too much. The pie already is gone.
Fortnite, GTA Online, Genshin Impact, and Fortnite is another one. Also Fortnite 2 also. I'm going to mention Fortnite one more time and even that out to 6 pieces of the pie. Everybody else is trying to get those 2 pieces. And let's just call them the scratch for now. All these guys didn't account for how that was going to shake out, though. They just saw the big...
I think that the problem is that the issue is that a lot of these companies are making decisions that sound good inside of a vacuum and in an abstract, but they don't realize that they exist inside of an economy where people have so many competing devices and competing types of media for their attention. And all of those medias also have their own payment structure that you have to make a decision dynamically on what to support and what not to support. That's where the real issue comes from. That's the real problem.
Sales of money going to Epic and Rockstar.
Because if it was only one game company doing this, then it would be fine. But the reality is that that's why that everybody's doing it. It sounds good if you don't think about it.
On Blizzard, they're like, I like money. Hey, people who are doing something that works, stop and try to do what those guys are doing, even though you don't know how to do it. I mean,
and also, I think again, like I'm gonna go back to the game quality. People are buying the Fortnite, or not Fortnite, the Helldivers Battle Pass. They bought that. Everybody bought that. People love that. You know why? Because the game was good. That's it. Oh, well, we're not getting people to play our game. Well, then make a good game. Oh, well, I mean, it's like weight loss. Well, I mean, look, I just can't seem to lose weight. Well, what are you doing? You're eating Cheetos all day? Well, yeah. Why don't you go out and exercise? Well, I mean, look. We gotta figure something. We gotta figure it. Yeah. There's always a reason.
Today, the purpose of a business is to generate a profit, after all. Especially if you're a publicly traded company, and a lot of these companies are.
Yeah.
The dirty little secret of the games industry is that success is never guaranteed, though, and there's no simple formula for making the profit. There's just too many random factors that come into play. Whether a game is successful or not.
It's true, but it's also wrong. There's a formula that makes a game more successful more often.
Screw that. I'll set all the corporate executives clearly don't understand, let alone love video games. In their minds, the real secret to success is to find somebody who's successful and follow them around. Which on an individual basis, like it's good to learn from people, but when you're a business person, you're just ripping somebody else off. It doesn't quite work the same. It doesn't necessarily drop you gently into success land. And that's
100% does. It 100% does. Like, so Fortnite Fortnite originally was a PvE game. You don't want to know what the battle royale was? They said they looked at PUBG. They said, holy fuck. They saw H1Z1 and they said, god damn. You know what Genshin was like? Damn, this Breath of the Wild game is good. What if we just took the game and we put it in our game and we called it something different? We put a few extra characters in it and then have people pay money for it. No, always steal shit. That's the best way to do it. Amateurs imitate, professionals steal. That's the way it is. Every one of these fucking games is stolen. Absolutely. And the foundation of it is built off of something else.
But a lot of companies did, or tried
Seems
to.
easier.
EA, Warner Brothers, Activision, Bethesda, Square Enix. They might not have mandated it, but they all wanted their game developer studios to, you know, build some money printing presses. Oh, sorry, I mean...
Everybody wants to make Fortnite, but nobody wants to make a game as good as Fortnite. They don't want it, like, because Fortnite is so dynamic. Like, everybody's like, well, why can't we just get the money that it's like people will say, like, streamers say this with, like, somebody like Kai, right? Like, they say, oh, man, I wish I had the viewers or something like Kai does. Well, what are you doing? Well, today I logged on whenever I felt like it, and I played video games for 3 hours, and I talked to my friend in Discord. Damn, bro, and you're telling me people didn't tune in to watch that? Oh, man. Well, hey, it's all about luck, and I guess you just got unlucky. Oh, bro. Oh. Yeah, you just weren't picked, man. Oh, jeez. Look at the draw.
Endless multiplayer elements and lots of microtransactions, which I can't imagine that ever getting old. The important thing to keep in mind is that the games industry wasn't immediately reacting to Fortnite's success. Almost all of these flops were in development well before Fortnite became the biggest thing in town. Live service was a direction the industry was already going in. Everybody wanted that big hit. And when games like Fortnite and GTA Online started dominating the space and publishers started posting record profits, that really accelerated people's plans. To anyone in the know, it sounds insane for a company like Arcane Austin, most famous for their work on Prey, still underrated to this day, to do that. Like Bethesda going, hey, Arcane Austin.
Redfall didn't play well. They had shit clipping through walls. It was bad. If this was a single player game, it would be worse. You want to talk about like, oh, it's live service. It's not live service. It's the problem. It's a bad game. It's a bad game that doesn't work.
We own you, and what we want from you is live service games.
He was mentioning Prey, though. He was mentioning Prey as a way to build up the quality of Arcane Austin. But the reality is that Arcane Austin, it's not what have you done, it's what have you done lately. And lately, Arcane Austin shit the bed with Redfall.
Are you Austin?
Yoda.
New neighbor invited you over for a drink at 8?
You don't know my schedule.
It's my neighbor Greg. He's the best.
There's nothing to be nervous about. Just be yourself.
You hit that hard.
I'm sorry, my ammonia smells really bad. I've got to get to this Renaissance fair.
This chunky salsa. Authentic. Bold. Flavor. Dip into this chunky salsa. Mexican is Elvis.
That's the way it is. And I guarantee you that if you had your money in your 401k invested into a game like Redfall, and you had a chance to vote, do we cut them loose or keep them on the line? Every single person is going to be cutting them loose. It's not even a question. Arcane Austin is good at making single-player games, not live service game. I believe this is his point. But why can't they? They can't even get the bugs out of the game. They can't get the bugs out of the game. These are bugs that could happen in a single-player game too.
And you clearly make immersive sims and do it in a highly specific way that is both critically and commercially well received. And then Microsoft buys them, and Redfall just tanks hard because it's Redfall. And that's the first thing that Microsoft observes. I mean, this is a studio that really knew single-player games. People got jobs at Arcane Austin because they liked that kind of game. because Arcane Austin was famous
Yep.
for it. So everybody at Arcane Austin was really enthusiastic about that kind of game. And yet, in 2018, the same year Fortnite was really taking off, Arcane started working on
So let me show you
an online-only open-world cooperative shooter. It's easy to just point at ZeniMax or Bethesda and say forced Arcane to make a bad game. And for the most part, I am going to say that that is most of the problem, particularly with this one. That being said, devs aren't perfect.
You spent 5 years coming up with a piece of shit. At some point, you gotta stop blaming other people.
Huh.
5 years. Get the fuck out of here. Like, what are we talking about? Oh, Xbox made us release it early. Okay. Why is that a problem? Like, what? So, if you didn't know what the deadline was, like, what do you think the odds are that they didn't know what the deadline was? That it was just a big surprise?
Capable of making bad decisions on their own. The orders don't always come from the top. When
Is scope creep? Yeah, you know what scope creep is? A failure in management. I hate how a lot of these game studios and like the gaming community is so allergic to accountability. They knew what the fucking deadline was. They knew what they had to make. They knew what they needed to do. They signed up to do it. They didn't do it. So if you can't handle the scope creep and you can't figure it out, I don't want to fucking hear about it. Like, this is your fault. You set yourself up to fail. You set the game up to be this way. You, like, Phil's probably not sitting in there telling them you need to have this system and that system. You decided this. You went with this.
Wanted more microtransactions. Doom Eternal did it by shuffling all that stuff off to the multiplayer mode. The game still had a robust single-player component, though.
Yeah.
And really, regardless of whose fault it is, Arcane making Redfall proved to be a terrible idea. Right from the start, the project lacked direction and enthusiasm for pretty much everybody involved. And according to reports, no one at Arcane wanted to make it. And you can just see that in the buggy, half-baked final product. Sources said the whole project was such a boondoggle that many in the company secretly hoped Microsoft would simply cancel the game after the acquisition. And as much as people...
What a joke. I'm about to go in. I'm so sick of this shit. This reminds me a lot of whenever streamers will do a sponsored stream and act like during it they're in detention. You're being paid to make a product. If you don't like the product you're making, then why don't you make it better and find a way to like it? Why is this Microsoft's fault because you don't like making the product this way? What the fuck are you doing? Or quit. Yeah, whose idea was it? Yeah, this is find a way. It's your fucking job. Figure it out. Like, you're not always going to have a situation where every single little thing is going to be exactly the way that you want it to be. Like, that's the facts. Like, I'll tell you this, right? There are a lot of situations that I have been in the past 2 years that I did not want to be in. But the most poisonous thing that you can possibly do is to act like it. It's so bad. It's just the worst mindset to have. Like, it's...
People used to praise Microsoft's hands-on approach with their studios. They probably should have canceled that game. I think it probably would have been better for everybody because they would have stopped sinking money into it and Arcane Austin would still exist. I mean, not that it really matters anyway, because it's estimated that around 70% of the staff that worked on Prey left the studio by the time Redfall actually shipped. The project was so disheartening to the people who wanted to
ship a Theseus.
Be at Arcane that they just quit rather than deal with it. Like, they're obviously talented people. It'll be harder for them to bounce back somewhere else, but it's not like they're no talent hacks. They will be able to find work. So why not leave? If you're going to be stuck working on something that just kills your will to wake up every day, why stay there? And, you know, because of this, Arcane Austin also struggled to fill empty positions because I don't know how you get people who are like really excited about working in live service games at Arcane Austin, the developer famous for immersive sims. Like if you say to me, there's a position open at Arcane Austin, I'm like, oh really? Yeah, they're making a live service game. Oh well, I'm not going to apply for that. That's how my brain would work if I were them. And live service games are the problem, but they're not the full problem.
I'm not sure if I completely agree with that or not. I think it depends on what the game is, right? And it's like a lot of game studios make, like a great game studio will go off and do something different and it will be great. Like for example, Capcom went and made Dragon's Dogma. From Software made Demon Souls. That was a big deal. Dark Souls, big deal. Big departure. Armored Core 6, a return, but still a departure from what they have been doing for the better part of 10 years.
Possible for a live service game to be good. Helldivers 2 shows us that in spades.
Yeah.
The problem here is forcing single-player devs who are not interested or straight up don't know how to make live service games. That's the problem. That's the biggest, most glaring problem, I think. Even more so than the idea that a live service game exists.
I see what his point is. I understand what he's trying to say, but I don't completely agree with it. Because Redfall did not function even as a game on a foundational level. So, like, you can make, like, there's two arguments, right? There's, like, a lack of quality in style and design, and then there's a lack of quality in functionality. A lack of quality and functionality is indefensible. It is low-quality garbage regardless. Now, style and design is subjective. Oh, I think this game is boring. Well, I don't. Okay, well then some people are going to play it, some people aren't. But Redfall did not function.
No type
That's
of
6
game
years.
is automatically good or bad. But it is automatically bad to try to get somebody who doesn't know what they're doing or doesn't want to do something to try to do the thing. Because that thing...
I'm going to have to say, though, like, while I still don't think that... I don't... This is going to sound confusing, right? But like this is a two wrong situation. Microsoft also fucked up, and I don't want to make it seem like this guy is totally wrong, because he's right. Microsoft should not have had them do this. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know how to do it.
Thank
You're
you.
making
Hey, I'm
them
gonna get
do
off
it,
here.
and it's bad.